that helped him a little bit as well. And we're going to talk to the captain of Team Secret. I believe we are live with Puppy. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, loud and clear.
I'm standing here. There's a lot of things behind me, as you can see.
Yes, very, very crowded. Do you feel the sea breeze there a little bit, or no?
No, I don't feel anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I want to ask the obvious question first, Puppy. It's been over a year since you played on stage. How does it feel to be back?
It feels very different, but at the same time very similar. Nothing much really. Same Dota.
You're one of the few teams that didn't boot camp throughout the entire time, correct?
I mean, I see no real point for boot camps because our team is all based in Europe and we can all comfortably do it without like any movement and stress of actually going somewhere, getting corona and all that stuff. If we're home and semi-quarantining ourselves, it's just easier, I would say.
And the result definitely spoke for itself throughout the entire year as well. You did not need to see your teammates in person to perform. I have a question regarding that second game you just played. You know, you're laning Enchantress, prancing around, you're supporting your Nisha Mars. How much influence did you have on the continuous musical lanes? Like, were you aware this was happening? Did you say, like, you continue swapping until we got the lanes we want?
Not necessarily. I didn't have much to say. We already knew that we want the lanes which we want, and we've already previously had a lot of games where we stick to a lane and don't finish the swap, and it has bite us in the ass. So we're totally like we're very strict about actually doing it as best as possible.
Okay, fair enough. I'm here with Gauss and Tsunami. You can see them. They have also got some questions.
Hey, Puppy. I'm curious. Thunder Predator, they kind of, their performance in the group stage came out of nowhere, shocked a lot of people. So I'm curious to hear, how do your team approach kind of planning for and strategizing, preparing for this match?
Well, my bands were kind of connected to, I think, the combinations which they liked the most and made them win a lot of the games. For instance, notably, we banned Earth Spirit first game, and then we didn't ban it this game because we kind of figured perhaps like the relationships between their drafts are very similar. So breaking the pattern is the best way to go with this team. And I think we broke a lot of things because it was very awkward for them to play laning stage overall this match. So laning is really important. So you got to beat that shit and then you just win.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like both games you really threw them off the lane stage, first with trial lane, then the second game with some unusual picks and lane swapping. So it sounds like that was kind of like an intentional strategy of yours then. Yeah,
I mean, we wanted to bait them into some weak picks because obviously they have been very strong in the group stage. So we really had to like make their laning stage weaker because they are a good team. They're a very good team because late game, we almost lost the first game out of nowhere. So not many teams could push through after the first laning stage they had in the first game. So you gotta make them weak, and maybe you can win the game, but you still have to outplay them later.
During the DBC and some of your interviews, you were like, it's a little too slow paced. It's only like 1 game a week, 2 games a week. Were you at all kind of envious of the 4 BO2 back-to-back group stage against international teams, or somewhere in the middle is where you'd like it?
I would like a faster tournament. I don't necessarily like waiting around in the same spot a lot. In my opinion, it's very awful for the Dota scene as the players, because we have very many international teams. It's not like we don't mix with each other. We take every race. We're like that. That's Dota for you. We have every person and everywhere. C player in an American team, an American player in the European team, you name it, we have all those things. And I think when you have to be 8 weeks in the same spot for like 3 times in a row, okay, it's 2 times this year, but it's gonna be 3, it's gonna kind of make a lot of people unhappy and just gonna, because it's not worth it, It's not like you're being paid usually salary, you're trying to get that Cinderella story most of the time. Like, only the teams that are like right in the top can actually afford themselves to do it, but it's still not a preferable thing to do. I'd rather do a fast tournament so we can move on and do, more tournaments or have a good life.
I think there's going to be a lot of people sharing your sentiment on that one for sure. I got one final question before we let you go. You topped the EU region. Everybody thought EU region was the strongest. I would like to hear your thoughts on the perhaps underperformance of both Alliance and Team Liquid.
I mean, Zai wanted to kind of throw before the match to keep the flow going. For fun, you know, there was a slight chance. In some other dimension, I'm thinking Zai is actually throwing a game to make this to make this a reality that EU is trash. So, you know, somewhere it's happening.
Well, I'm glad for you that that did not happen and that you still appear to be very much on top of things. Puppy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And I'm sure we'll talk to you more this tournament.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. And indeed, they get the evening off.